Hi Internet, welcome to another episode of Lifestyles of the Geeks and Gamers. This is Nia. I'm coming to you with a brand new episode. So today I received my new phone in the mail. Well, not in the mail, through Best Buy because I was eligible through an upgrade. What I like about Best Buy is they offer really, really low prices. So, for example, I got the T-Mobile MyTouch 4G slide because I was eligible for upgrade for free through them. And what's really nice about them is that they don't believe in the whole mail-in rebate policy. So basically, the price on the price tag was the actual price I had to pay. So that was really nice. I was upgrading from a Samsung Nexus S, which I no longer was enjoying. It's right here. The Samsung Nexus S, which wasn't that bad of a phone. It was okay. It was decent. It was speedy when it came to gaming processes, which was pretty awesome. But other than that, I had a lot of issues with it. It would force close on me, and it just overall was not a fun experience for me. And I really like having a good phone experience. This phone had been a replacement phone, so thankfully it didn't affect my eligibility or anything like that. So this was an unlocked phone that I was able to get through T-Mobile, and I decided to go with a new, usually I'm a Samsung girl, but I decided to go with a different type of brand this time. So I decided to switch over to the HTC, because I've had their phones before. I've had their T-Mobile MyTouch 3G slide, which was basically the phone before this one, which was pretty cool. I have the box around here somewhere. Oh, here it is. The T-Mobile MyTouch 3G slide. You see the big old box that they used to come in with the rubberized sides and everything. And I really liked that phone. However, it just the processor was really slow in comparison to the Nexus S, which I had upgraded to from that phone. So this phone normally sells on T-Mobile's website for $199.99. However, through Best Buy, I received it for free, which was amazing. A lot of my friends, when I phone shop, I asked my friends around what they like. A lot of my friends were recommending the HTC Sensation, the HTC Amaze, to name a few. And there was one more, I believe, that they were Amaze. Nope, those two were the ones that they were recommending. And I looked up reviews on them, and they looked great and all, but the phones were honestly just outside of my price range. The HTC Amaze is a $259 phone with upgrade. It's like a $600 phone if you just buy it off the bat. The HTC Sensation is $100 off the bat, and this phone technically is more than that at $159.99. But through Best Buy, the Amaze is $99.99, and the HTC MyTouch 4G slide was actually free. A lot of friends asked me why I was going for this, and the reason why is honestly on the inside, aside from the fact that the HTC Sensation runs a full Sense 3.0 user interface, and HTC MyTouch 4G slide runs the watered-down Espresso interface. There really wasn't a difference. They're basically the same phone on the inside. However, the MyTouch 4G slide offers this really awesome QWERTY keyboard, which I love QWERTY keyboards. I really like them. But we'll get more into that in a little bit. So first off, let's just talk about the specifications of my new phone. I was just going to tell you a few of my thoughts on the phone now. Give you some specifications, let you know what comes inside the box, and let you know what I think of the phone overall, having owned it as a one day. So I still have the rosy honeymoon side going on. But I declare this my new phone Monday, and now I will tell you about the phone. So the MyTouch 4G slide comes in a beautiful box like this. I'm going to actually move the phone out of the way really quickly because I don't have a lot of room here. MyTouch 4G slide comes in a box like this. If you open it up, generally the phone is on the top half, ready and waiting for you to look all nice and neat, with the little Android guide chilling on the side to let you know that it is an Android-based phone. If you pop it out, there's a bunch of paperwork that pops out with it. These used to come with a bunch of stuff on the side. The MyTouch line was always considered the high-end price range of the T-Mobile line when they finally did get Android, which was really nice. Now it's kind of considered stock-based. It comes with a SIM card, obviously, which I've popped out because I want my phone to work. And then it comes with a USB charger, which is still wrapped, and it comes with the USB cable. Nothing else really. They used to come with headsets and stuff like I was saying. If we looked at my other MyTouch 3G slide box, that definitely came with a lot more. The box itself was a big, huge plastic box of craziness. It popped open. Sorry, it's kind of hard to pop it open. It popped open. It came with your paperwork. In here was where your little charger was, and here was where your charger USB cable was, and here was where the phone was, and in here was where the headset was. So you actually used to get a headset with these line of phones and a nice phone case, and that doesn't exist anymore. They decided to save on cost, I guess. So now what you get is basically what you see. Some specifications about the phone, why I said it was exactly the same as the HTC Sensation. They tell you about them on the back here, so I thought I'd let you look that out while I named it off. So basically it is a 4G capable phone powered via Android. It also runs a 1.2 gigahertz dual-core processor, which is dual-core Qualcomm processor, which is very nice. So what that basically means is if I'm running tasks in the background and I'm also on an application, one task will be run on one processor and the actual applications that I'm running will be on the first processor. So that's definitely a really nice feature. It's the Snapdragon processor, which is great. It features the Genius button through HTC. That's their proprietary Genius button that they offer. It has a front-facing camera for video chat, runs HD video recording, 1080p 1920 by 1080 pixels, an 8 megapixel camera on the back with a dual LED flash and autofocus and a very low shutter lag alongside face detection. T-Mobile, before the HTC Amaze came out, touted this as the phone that would make you no longer need to carry along a digital camera. So I will end up seeing this as true in the next couple weeks, and I'll do a video update letting you know if it's true or not. So yeah, that's the MyTouch. It comes, let's see. So basically, it's a 2.2 gigahertz processor. It's running off of the 4G network, which is actually T-Mobile's HSPA Plus network. If we look at the phone right here, it's definitely very nice. It definitely you can't see this obviously or feel this, but it has a very nice hefty weight in my hand in comparison to my old phone, the Nexus S, which was very thin. I actually had to put a case on it because otherwise it felt like it was going to break in my hand. No, I'm not she-woman. It just felt like a very, insubstantial phone. This one has a very nice weight to it. When I click it out for the keyboard, it has a very nice resounding snap to it. The only complaint that I would say about the keyboard so far is that the keys are very flat. But if we look at the phone itself is very thin. I mean, in comparison, like, okay, I used to have an old school Samsung phone. It's like a practical brick. It's like the same size, almost, and this phone doesn't even have, this is one of my first touchscreens, this phone doesn't even have a slide-out keyboard, and it's a lot smaller. So, the fact is, it's pretty thin for having it in there, and I think that's the reason why the keyboard is so flat, is because it's such a thin phone. The phone has some nice heft to it. It's not too heavy, not too light. It also, on the back here, it has this really nice, like, powdered grip that doesn't hold oil at all, which is kind of nice because I hate, like, rubbing at my phones. Metal right here that says on it, I don't know if you can read it, but it says 8.0 megapixel camera autofocus with a 3.69 millimeter opening and an aperture range of 1 to 2.2, which is actually really good. What this means is in low lighting conditions, I can take great pictures without having to use my flash so much because the aperture is more open to light. Up here we see the screen size. We're looking at a 3.7-inch WVGA Super LCD that's running 480 by 800 megapixels. So not too bad. Decent screen size. I mean, like, more people are looking for the 4.0 inches and above, but I really think that's too big. I like the feel of this in my hand. It actually can fit in my hand without overpowering it, which is really nice. And in comparison, the screen resolution, I'm not sure if you can actually see this over there, but the screen actually has some pretty nice resolution. Sorry, I have a weird glare going on for my camera. The screen's actually a very nice resolution, even for being an LCD versus an LED, and I think that's because it's a Super LCD. Like I said before, this is running Espresso Sense 3.0 on Android 2.3.4, which is codenamed Gingerbread. So definitely really nice. Also, it's a 1.2 gigahertz processor, like I said earlier. The cool thing about this is that it has 768 megabytes of RAM, so definitely can run a bunch of things as well. Pre-installed, but then, like I said, they put an 8 gigabyte memory card, micro SD card in here that can be upgraded until 32 gigs. I think 8 gigs is plenty generous of them. They could be a jerk and put in only 2. They could be a jerk and not even put in one and make you go buy one yourself. So definitely not complaining about the 8 gigs of pre-onboard, like, the memory installed via the micro SD card. It's a 4-row QWERTY keyboard with a dedicated spacebar and extra key bar, including the Google Sense, the symbol, the Alt, the Return, the Home key, and then on top here they have this too with their MyTouch 3G slide. On the QWERTY row you have your numbers, and the Alt button will take you into those on the bottom here. And then it also has a physical .com key and a www key, which is kind of nice. The phone's very snappy. If you can see when I, like, flip it back and forth right now, it's this way. but when I pop it up, it changes very quickly between landscape mode and not. So if I play with that a lot, you'll see that it doesn't really have too much lag, which is amazing. That's because of that 1.2 gigahertz processor like I was talking about. The other thing I wanted to talk about was some of the onboard things that were pre-installed. Like I said, I don't know if I said this, but T-Mobile is notorious for putting bloatware on their phones. It's just something they do with their Android. That's kind of why I liked my Nexus S so much, because it was a pure Android stock experience. This is not. Comes with some things pre-installed, not too much though. The Sense UI is really cool. Basically, espresso watered down version of Sense 3.0. What that means is that I don't get the cool little shortcuts on the lock bar, on the lock screen that other people do. I get my voicemail and that's about it. But then I do get the awesome ring. Whoops. I do get the awesome ring that I can pull up and it unlocks the phone. The phone's very snappy, responsive to my touch. I also have this part of Sense where I can grab these and actually pull them out and change my shortcut bar to whatever I want. The phone button, I have a menu button over here. It's very speedy and responsive in comparison. Some applications, like I said, are already pre-installed. Examples of these are the Adobe Reader, Bejeweled 2, DT Sync, the Friend Stream, which is from T-Mobile, Highlight, which is also from T-Mobile, KidZone, which is also from T-Mobile. Lookout Mobile, I installed myself, so don't worry about that. Netflix is pre-installed on this because this phone is capable of running Netflix. Polaris Office is also there, the T-Mobile Mall, T-Mobile TV, a Tasks Manager, which is amazing because usually you have to download your own Task Manager for the market, but no, a Task Manager is pre-installed on this. Telenav GPS, quick video chat, and that's about it. This phone is capable of Wi-Fi calling, obviously, right down there, and it is also capable of becoming a Wi-Fi hotspot, which is really nice, especially since this is running a 4G network. My old phone was only a 3G because it was a Nexus S, and it was on the unlocked one. Now, if you notice, I don't know if you can really tell, there's some weird glare going on here. Screen, it's a Super LED. HTC Sense is amazing for their beautiful widgets. I missed this on my Nexus S. Beautiful widgets are awesome, such as this, with where if I touch it, it'll load the weather, and then it has the, I don't know if you can tell, but it has really awesome, video that I can do that shows me what's going on, sound, stuff like that. Down here at the bottom, I don't know if I mentioned, these are not capacitive buttons. This is a capacitive touchscreen, but these are not capacitive buttons, which most phones are known for. This is actually a dedicated physical button row with the home, the menu, the back button, and Google's Google Genius button. And then this is an optical trackpad. A lot of people don't like it, but I actually do, because sometimes on certain web pages my fingers are just too thick to click the stupid little arrows, and this optical trackpad comes in handy. HTC Sense is also really cool. It has the little carousel feature. If I spin the phone really fast, I get a carousel going on. Oops, I touched that. Yeah, so if I spin the phone really fast, I get the carousel feature that occurs. Market, maps. If I hit the home button, you can see, because this is running espresso, I have 5 screens instead of the usual 7. However, I can change that in settings at any time that I want, which is really nice. If I scroll down here, this is also another cool thing that T-Mobile has done. I don't know if you can tell, but this is my notifications that lets me know what's going on. And then there's also a quick setting button, which lets me change all my settings that I want instead of having to go into the setting mode, which is really nice. If I pull this back down again, it also tells me my last 4 applications that I've done at the top here. So overall, the phone so far that I've been playing with it has been really speedy, really nice and responsive. I haven't had any glaring issues with it. So these are all pre-installed on my home screen. I haven't changed my home screen yet. This is what if you ever open up the phone, this is what you'll find. There's a setting bar at the top alongside your My Accounts and Settings on the bottom. There's the Google search bar. On the other screen, there's Market, Maps, Mail, and Calendar. Whoops. Go one more screen over. This is really awesome. This is T-Mobile reminding you to set up your accounts such as Google, email, social networks, and video chat. This does not come with Facebook pre-installed, but you can sync your contact list with the Facebook, which is really nice. A tip bar, and then last, the HTC Beautiful widget for the weather, which I thought was really nice. If I click here too, and I click onto my contacts, this is really cool. If I look through my contact list, there's little dots next to each person's name. I don't know if you can see this. There we go. There's little dots next to each person's name. That tells me if they're online or not. I can also see my Facebook chat, my Facebook people. If I just hit the setting button, I can view and then I can view like the different people. I have everybody set up right now, but it's really nice, and it'll change everything, which is pretty cool. Sorry if the TV just turned off. It tells me to at the side if they're Facebook or not. If I click a person, so let me look for my mother really quick. Wrong way. So look up my mom really quick. The cool thing is I won't have too many on here. But, okay, so I started typing in, and it brought up everybody. Their pictures are preloaded from their Facebook, as you can see. I can look down through this for my mom. I can click her, and it'll show this little taskbar at the bottom where it says details, messages, mails, updates, and gallery. I can take it to the gallery or the updates, and if it's synced to her Facebook, it will tell me all of her Facebook, Twitter, etc. streams. If I click over on mail, it'll tell me any emails that she sent me. If I click on messages, it will repeat all of our messages that we've sent to each other. Details, it'll tell us all our details. Gallery, it'll show me her Facebook gallery, which is really cool. And call log, it'll show me all of the call logs I've got between her. Obviously, there's nothing there because I haven't really used the phone too much yet. I did make a call earlier with this phone. The call quality was really good, running off of the T-Mobile HSPA Plus network. Much better. I noticed a slight quality difference. The speaker was great. I used it on speaker because I was trying to do hands-free driving. Speaker was great. There wasn't really no interference. I didn't get a lot of the person on the other line going, huh? What did you say? What did you say? The microphone is located on the bottom here. And then, obviously, you know, the speaker is located at this little top bar here. This is where the on-screen camera is, too, as well. Talking about the camera just a little bit more before I finish this up. It is a dual LED autofocus camera, so there are two LEDs here. There's also an LED flash notification on the front, so for fans of flash notifications, that does exist. Overall, it's an 8.0 megapixel camera. I kind of looked through it. It was pretty nice. It has a dedicated camera button here on the side, which is really nice. Volume rocker on the other side in black, so not to get in the way. Micro USB port, and then a headset jack on the top. No 1080p, no mini HDMI cable out, I mean. On the bottom too here, it has this little, like, thing that you can put a lanyard through, so if you're a fan of, like, making your phone look cool, you can do that. Overall, so far, my experience with the phone has been a really positive one. I've used it for approximately half a day. No dropped calls, no anything weird. I noticed that the Sense UI, even though it's running on top of Android Gingerbread, and usually I hate that, it's been really zippy and responsive. I'm going to do a gaming one of these later. This is like approaching 17 minutes, so I'm figuring I'm going to wrap it up here pretty soon. It also has FM radio, which I thought was really cool in comparison to other phones. The battery is a 15-20 milliamp per hour battery, so if you're looking to get like a huge hefty battery out of this, you will not. However, it does state on T-Mobile's website that it's approximately an average of 16 days on standby, 8 to 10 hours of talk time, depending on how you use it. I'll let you guys know after a day of use how long the battery lasts me. I'm not running off a full battery charge right now. But that's about it for the T-Mobile MyTouch 4G slide. I'm upgrading it from Nexus S. I'll let you know my further thoughts and opinions later in the week. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Lifestyles of the Geeks and Gamers. This is Nia, and I'm out.